Good afternoon. For me, it's good evening, and for you, it's afternoon. So we are starting today with social action and its relation to community and social movement. Actually, when we start with a thing, we start with a new work. We have something dynamic. As we all know, human society is dynamic and constantly changing because human need every day there is a change in thought, change in day, change in date, change in thought. So human society is dynamic and it is constantly every now and then it's changing. These changes may lead to betterment of people in the society, and therefore when there is a change there is a progress. When there is a change there is a deformity or there is a progress, but there is something which brings change, which brings a another sphere of life. But also in, we need but it holds an equal chance of solution getting worsened. How? When there change without leadership or not with quality leadership, we see that there is the situation is worse. Situation is bad. So we need to have a good leadership or better leadership. In uncontrolled and thoughtful changes, when our leader is not in a constant, when our leader is not quality, the things change literally worse or not very good or not very healthy. So uh, uncontrolled thought process brings inequality and lead to exploitation of certain section of the society. Everybody doesn't get the bad changes, but everybody, few of them comes to bad changes or digression or worse thoughts, but few also have good change, equal and proper change. So every society cannot change positively. In society everybody cannot take change positively, but in they can change, somehow they can change positive, and few will go towards negative aspects of change. The intervention designed consciously and carefully can bring peace and social justice in the society. When our planning for any work is proper, the planning is proper, execution may bring some deliberate negative change, but mostly it is positive change for the target which we have set. So, social justice, what says? It says continuous social justice as a continuous and conscious for careful to bring peace and justice in the society. Okay, social action in relation, social action, actually when something is in, every time society has a action of its own, and it has relation to social structure. Actually Society has a structure, and that structure brings positive change or positive structure in the society. So, in order to understand the relation between social action and social structure, we need to look into the concept of social structure. Hello, Anash.
Oh, good afternoon, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. You are late, but sometime it's okay.
Sir,
Welcome.
I went to prayer. I'm just back. That's why I enter late.
Okay. So ask
Thank you, sir.
others also to come back ASAP. Okay. So we started with social action and its impact on community and social movement. Okay. Now we are going through social action in relation to social structure. As we all know that the thing which has a thing which is created as a structure. So, in order to understand the relation between social action and social structure, we need to look into the concept of social structure. From sociological point of view, social structure refers to the basic social institutions present in the society. What are the basic social institutions in the society? Can anyone say what are the social institutions are present in the society? Church isn't a social institution. According to Herbert Spencer and other social scientists, conceived society as an organism with interdependent organs from forming a structure with similar to the human body. As we all have studied that social work is not just a social work but also it has a scientific method to think and understand. Okay, so when there is a scientific method involved, then things will change from positive, from negative to positive, and positive to again somehow. As we have a brain, we cannot think of always change a positive, but we may, something may change with negative. It donates, it shows the permanence, but also refers to dynamism intending to process and development. When there is, as we all know, society is dynamic because human is not static. It's always what slow pace of movement is being seen. So when there is a slow pace of movement, there is with that process we say that society human society is dynamic and it intends to progress and develop. Okay, welcome Thandais. So we can say that social action is just not a method but it is thought for bringing about radical changes in the social structure. Is every when there is a scientific method, there is a structure. Like atom has a structure, human has a structure, all throughout the world is a structure. In the same way, when there is a scientific method involved in education, in life, in human being, there is a structure. Hello, Mikhail. It shows, it donates radical activism. What is when we heard the term radical? What does it mean? Radical activism means when there is a problem in the society at a large, the things bring radical activism means it it spreads from word mouth to mouth and ear to ear. So radical activism, here we see when there is a problem in the community, in the society at a large or state at a large, there is all everything reduces and, oh sorry, it encompasses from ear to ear for its, as it is a activism, and it has radical changes which donates the existing structure and baseline of society and purposes mutually agreed and defined alternatives. What it says, it proposes mutual agreed. When the things are mutually understood, mutually agreed, they do not bring actual change, but they bring lot of change in the milieu. So mutually agreed, they the things which are happening in the society, in the community or state at large, they are mutually agreed to, so that things are changing. As things are changing, as things are in a action mode, so they are changing with what? When they are changing with positive purpose, that is good, and when it changes with negative purpose, it changes, it brings very society becomes very negative aspect. Things are not positively, they are not growing. Okay, it aims at, so a social structure aims at development of the democratic process. We have always, we have not always, we have democratic process in our society, because if we don't have the democratic process, the things, radical activism will not prosper. It will be then negative, and things will come very, calm down, or it is negative. So we always have democratic process through more effective communication. How democratic process actually works? It works through proper communication, proper better participation and sharing of decisions within the present administrative and economic systems. So radical activism has a role, has a process, has a thought to democratic process. And what is that? That is the process through better communication, participation and sharing of decisions within the present administrative and economic system. Because if we encompass, if we pass, surpass, we pass away to the other system, then the social changes which are meant in the community or society at a large, they will be, they will bring change, they will bring negative change. So always have positive change. So in order to have positive change, we need democratic setup. Hello, chief leader.
Hi, sir.
Okay, why somebody, someone left the group, left the discussion. Okay, so when the things are, when things are don't go in a democratic process, then the activities will fall down and they will bring negative in the work. So in the planning, the things which are planned for the positive outcome of the society, for the outcome of the society, that will bring change. What change? Negative change. So democratic process needs to be needs to be proper. It should be proper in communication, participation of the members, and the sharing of the decision with the within the present economic and administrative system. So you all get through.
Yes, sir.
Social action, how social action is related to social structure. So the basic thought of the process is that we whatever the social structure is, it should be radical, and it it runs through democratic process, so that democratic process, so that things will move on with effective communication, proper participation, and sharing the decision within the economic system and present administrative milieu. Okay, so we should move to next topic, that is how social action is in related to social conflict. As I said, what I said, so social structure and social conflict. When structure is not poor, when structure is poor and not proper, it doesn't have what? Democratic process. So when there is no democratic process, things will change. The effective communication, the participation of the members will not be proper. So and decisions with that, the decision sharing within the community, within the group, within the organization, voluntary organization, they will be they will not be in a straight line, and thus economic system and administrative system will may fall down. So always we need to have what? Democratic process. We need to maintain democratic process. Okay. So social conflict is inherent. What is social conflict? It is inherent. It has positive in conflict is always negative, but as it is inherent, as the conflict will always will take place when you are in a human setup. When you are not in a human setup, you are in a machine setup, then it may reduce, but here it is inherent. Why? Because human brain is active, human brain is positive, and it thinks negative at some or other point. Got it? So social conflict is inherent, and social, it is a fabric of any society. What I said? Conflict, when there is, when the things are not positive and they are not taking place in a democratic process, it the conflict will arise within the community and society and organization at a large. So it is a what actually social conflict? It is a social fabric of any society which human belongs. Understood? Now we what actually social change? Social change is a controlled and arbitrary result in social conflict. Here, so when we have a conflict, for example, in today in the group, we'll have a conflict. What conflict? That social action and social structure are different to each other. So what will happen? We will divide into, we may divide into two groups. We'll have controlled, because I'm there to control, and arbitrary action is taking place. So social conflict arises wherever there is any disturbance between coordination and collaboration of the social units of social structure. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, as we all know that social process is has two pillars: social harmony and social conflict. As we are, it is a common factor that society is a society is dynamic, and we are all the parts of the society. So, dynamism within us or within the social process continues every now and then. As we all know that there are some pillars of dynamism. Here, when there is a conflict, when there is a social conflict, what happens? It has two pillars. What are they? Social harmony. Now, what is social harmony? Social harmony is the positive action, positive thought, positive reaction provided by the members of the society. That is social harmony. When they don't give proper action or negative action, when they give negative action, negative thought, negative ideas, that becomes social conflict. So what are the two pillars? Two pillars are, one is social harmony. How it is harmony? Is it is a proper and very positive thought. It is harmony. Why when it is conflict, why it is, when it is, how it is social conflict? When our ideas, our thoughts, our action in the community or in the office will not match together, our ideas will not match together, they will bring conflict every time. But to control that, we need a social, we need a what, democratic process. We need to have, we need to think democratically for the welfare of the people. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
I heard you talking about social harmony. So, sir, what is the importance of social harmony in social work?
Social work harmony, when you heard the word, when we hear the word harmony, means positive. Okay. So if we don't have the positive intent in our thought, when we have positive intent in our thought, we cannot, we can think of harmony. When there is negative intent, when negative thought, when we are having a negative thought in the society while working for the problems of the society, we'll have negative thought. If we have positive thought, that is harmony, and if we have negative thought, we have conflict. And when we have conflict, we cannot pronounce good things, we cannot go with the good things. Okay. So social harmony is positive side of the program, positive side in the program, and conflict is the negative side in the program. Got it?
So, sir, if there is social harmony, there must be peace, freedom, and fairness in a community. If
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, you are correct. If there is a harmony, then there is peace and development. And when there is
Okay.
conflict, social.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So okay. Can anyone, Michael, can you think of what actually is social action? Michael, can you hear me? No. Alio, do you hear me?
Hello,
Yeah,
sir.
I said, what is social action?
I can
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
you. Can
I
you hear
can
me?
hear you. Michael, I can hear you. Your voice is
Okay,
much audible.
sorry. The device that I'm using.
Okay. No,
Okay. I'm sorry. The device that I'm using today is not the normal device that I've been using over these days.
no, but your voice is
But social action,
your voice is very good.
social
Yeah,
action.
social action. What actually social action is?
Uh, I think social action is a process of mobilizing people or individuals to take a certain action on something, especially the social problems that rises in our communities, with an aim of bringing social change, especially positive social change.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Welcome. Yeah, you are correct. You are correct. You termed the coin very correct. Okay. So what
Sir,
Michael is
sir,
yeah, yeah, Anash.
it can also be referred as a sociological perspective that focus on individual human behavior. Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome. Yours also is perfect according to the dictionary. You both are correct. So what social action refers to? It refers to, as Michael said, organized or legally permitted activities for the community at large with public mobilized public opinion, and it encompasses with legal or legislation and public administration in favor of objectives developed to be socially desirable. Okay, so here just I added some few words like socially desirable public legislation. Apart from Michael and Anash, I have just added two words, and it became they were perfectly correct. So the public opinion, they said, I'm just adding to it legislation, because in our society, if we don't follow the legal aspect, then our society will become very very mischievous. Okay, so in order to make the society less mischievous, so because action is very positive, action is very desirable. So when action is when action is more, what happens when there and the legal part is absent? So a this becomes very thunderous. Okay, so it becomes uncommunicable or very disappointing for others to understand what actually it is. Okay, so we need to have legislative legal point of view, always legal side should be very correct in order to maintain the social uh, society without negative frames. Okay, so social action refers to organized or legally permitted activities designed to mobilize public opinion, l- legislation, and public administration in favor of objectives believed to be socially desirable. Okay, any doubt in the two?
No, no,
Two,
sir.
two.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, Chipliro, Alio,
Yes, I'm here, sir. It's
Yeah,
clear.
do you have any? Yeah, yeah, clear. So we should move
Yeah.
forward. Okay.
Yes.
So we need to be active. Okay, that's why I used to pronounce their names. Don't think that you are not. I don't think you are not listening. You are listening, but I feel sometimes when I was student, no, I when in active sessions I used to sleep away. So I thought if you don't sleep away, you don't you are not you are not, you cannot be inactive. That's why I used to spell away your names. Don't think something else. Okay. So now we will discuss regarding social action relation to social change. When there is an action, when the things are in action, the things will change. Like when Dr. Mandela went to jail for 20 long years, there was a huge hue and cry in the community and nation at a large. So, what changed? The social process of thinking changed a lot. Why? Because he became the mass leader, and what he was demanding? The rights of the people in the country. So when there is a action, there is a change. It is a scientific, it is not just only a scientific, but it is also a very common phenomena. When there is a change, huh? Huh. When there is a every action has equal and opposite reaction. When you throw the ball to the wall, it's a physical phenomena. When you throw the ball to the throw your ball to the wall, it again come back. When you throw the ball in the air, it only comes to you, or it goes to somewhere else, to earth only. So every action in the same way, when you hit someone with a slap, what he will do, or what she will do? She will do the same. She will she will have a, or he will have a glare at you, and next moment she will return you what you have given. Okay, so social action has a strong relation with social change. Got it? It is the broadest sense. It is the broadest sense. Social change is change in social relations. How? When the social relations, how social relations work? They work with dynamism and time. Dynamism, what is dynamism? Dynamism is how, what you think, that you reflect, and what you reflect, that you get back. Okay, what you think, that you reflect, and what you reflect, that you return, get back. Got it? Francis? Francis, you are hearing us?
Yes, sir, I'm here. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So, more specifically, when we see the social change, when we mark the social change, it changes at group level. What? Which group? The micro group. The first group in the community. There is change in the micro group, for which might be important for that group itself. Okay, so when we start thinking of, when we start thinking of group, every time we don't have a group of 100 people, 200 people, we may have a group of 5 people, 10 people, 50 people, okay, 30 people. So it it changes for the positive. When you hear the word change, it is always positive. When you don't hear the word change, and but there is a radical irradical movement, then it is negative change. Okay, but negligible on the level of larger society. How? When we see the implication of change at the society or community at a large or nation state at a large, we have to see the things, we have to monitor the things, we have to propagate the things with different social activities or social research methods, so that we can get the proper idea and proper result of what we have planned and what we have achieved, what was our planning and what was our target and what we have now achieved. Got it? From time to time, social change may change its role. Okay, from time to time, social change may change its role or goal. Why? Because at some point of time, that was the activity which was done was correct, but after some time, now it is not that. So change now is has taken place in different motion. Got it? The activity which took place uh, in some time, but now it is in different. When it is in different time, it is the change is different, it's radical, it's irradical, or it's not to the pinpoint. So in short term, we can say, short term or long term, we said the specific meaning of social change depends upon social entity which is considered to be proper. Okay, social change depends on the social entity with time and with time constraint. Got it? Social change. What
Yes,
is the
sir.
relation? Okay. Today we have lot of absentees. Yesterday we were 10 and today we are only 2, 4, 6, 8, 7, 8. 8. 4 are absent today. So social action is a collective collection of actions aiming at specific social changes for the betterment of the society. Sometime there may be change, but that will not impact a few individuals, but it will impact the community at a society, nation at a, or human race at a time. Okay, so when we think of social change, it always doesn't change, or it gives its betterment for few people in the society, but also it may change for the whole society, but few may not feel the change. Okay, when there is change doesn't alter to all, then it may have basic thought. But if the change hasn't to the maximum position holders, those who pay impact to the society, then they may propagate for the program that it's not uh, giving us a proper implication, proper result. So we may not go for it with the public. But at the same time, changes must be visible in social institutions. Okay, like during 1980s or 70s or 60s, the schools had rich children. Okay, the schools had rich persons' children to be educated. But was it correct? No, it was not correct. It was wrong because education is the right of every individual in the society, in the community, and the human race. Okay, not only of the society at a large, but of it is of human race. When there is will have, our children won't be educated, we cannot think of social revolution or proper thought of development, proper stage of development. Okay, so but change is visible with all taking part in the social institutions, in the customs of society, in the social relation, and even in the social system. When education or when health for all will be the agenda of the community, of the people, those who are managing the things, then there will be a positive change, but it will take a longer version of time. The period will be long, and but there will be positive change. So when we have a positive change, we will raise our voice. We have to raise our voice when we see that no, these activities with legislation and legal point of view, they are changing somehow the life of the community dwellers. They are positive, and we need to bring them for whole society. We cannot extricate few and continue with few. So we have to collaborate, we have to bring, we have to amass, we have to solace the whole society. Got it? So we will next move to next what? Social action in relation to ideology and consciousness. So, as I was in a few minutes before, I was we were discussing that what actually is social change. It is social change is ideology, and it raises the human ideology, idea, and consciousness. How it changes the ideas and consciousness? We it shows different ideas, different thoughts, and that thought gives us it gives us consciousness that if these things will take place in the society, they will bring positive and very alerted mind in the society, and they will bring positive change for the welfare of the dwellers of the community. So can anyone say what actually ideology is? Ideology means, yes,
Ideologies are beliefs.
believe. Okay, not wrong. Correct. Anyone else or something more?
Behavior.
Behavior. Yeah, that's also correct.
And culture, sir.
Cultured. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to say that They are actually systematic and comprehensive set of ideas, values, and beliefs that a group of
Yeah,
individuals can hold in a particular society or culture.
perfect.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Ideology is a set of beliefs or values attributed to person or group of persons. Thank you, sir.
yeah. You all are correct. You spoke what should I would have spoken. You all spoke what I should have spoken. Very correct. Kudos. So you all spoke. So I think I should not waste much more of time. I just want to say ideology is the process of thinking and good idea with characteristics of per individual, group, and community. Okay, so ideology is just what you all know. So and I'm adding something to it. It is strong attitude or perception towards any aspect of life. It is a strong attitude. Not we cannot say with a confusing psychology, confusing state of brain that this may no, this is our perception towards life. This is we are your ideology makes you stronger, makes you sharper, makes you proper. Okay, in all aspects of life. It may be religious, it may be moral, it may be economic, and like on and so on. So, social action is a process of reflecting the attitude, behavior, and ideologies or ideas which we think. Okay, it also strengthens the belief what we have and what we don't have. So we see that social action deals with ideologies and consequences of people during its course of fighting for a cause. Understood? It is a ideology is a consequence of people during its course of fighting with a for a cause. So what actually how social action reflects with community development. Any idea? Actually, what is community development? Pilirani?
May you repeat the question, sir?
Yeah, Francis. Can you repeat
I was
again?
saying, may you repeat the question? We didn't get it properly.
Okay. What is actually community development? You couldn't get it?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Community development is a process that involves people working together to address the
Hmm.
effects of community.
Hmm. Perfect.
Just to add on to that, I was saying that I think it's a process. We are talking of strengthening capacity building, improving quality of life, discuss economics and promotion of sustainable development. So that's a health. So it's a process of building the community. So, yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. It's a process meant for enhance conditions of economic and social progress. What is it? What you all said? It is a process enhanced condition of economic and social progress. In social progress, it comes everything, all the aspect that a human life should have. It covers all things, including even economic enhancement of economic conditions is social or community development. Okay. Implication of community development programs on national scale requires adoption of consistent policies. Now here, what is the subject matter? Subject matter is we need to have it policy. We need to adopt it through what? National scale requires to have consistent policies. Policy change should be there so that things will rise, things will grow, things will develop. Where how? Develop with people's thought. Like we discussed ideology. In the same way here, it the community development programs on national scale or at a larger scale requires adoption of consistent policies. We have some policies for development, specific administrative arrangements, like in 1990s or 80s, 90s or 2000, the people, the community, the society or nation at large, the hunger for program hunger elaboration programs were not there, were there but in a very specific geographical locations. So people during of 70s, 60s, 80s, 90s till 2000, it was not mass program. It was limited to some areas, some cities, some villages. So when the policy changed, administrative arrangements changed, they brought new rec- recruitments. They brought more people to. Somebody left. Okay. So what changes it brings? It brings specific how it brings through administrative arrangements. It brings new people to monitor and look after the program. Training of, yesterday we discussed, a leader should be or a social worker should be good trainer. So here training programs takes place and personals are trained and they go to communities for mobilization of local and national resources so that things will run in proper way. It is and process as well as with proper objective and ideology. It's not only that we will be thinking that okay, but how the things are going, let them go according to the time and structure. No, we cannot think of it, let them go with a time and structure, but we need to answer or we need to think it should run with, it should continue with proper ideology, proper characteristics and proper system. Okay. So community development as well as social action have some inherent goal. Okay. So community development and social action have some what goals? Inherent goals. When we are planning during the implementation of some few programs, we need we think of some goal, we think of some target, we think of some change in the society. So the thought which we had in during the first phase, that is planning, is the goal is what? Inherent. Inherent of whom? Of overall development of the community or society or human race at a large. So overall, what in end goal is? In end goal is overall development of the community. They both correspondence. Who? Who both correspondence? The community and the activities. They both correspondent to each other. How? Because they are initiated in response to expressed needs of people. When people get expressed need, when people get expressed need, they get they get both correspondent and basic need in the community. Welcome, Mariam. We are late today. Mariam, can you hear me? Mariam, can you hear me? Okay, let's proceed. I think Mariam has some network issue, or maybe issue with her set, with her system. So, a community needs are correspondent with basic need, and they are initiated in response to expressed need of people. Okay. So, do all understood what I spoke? Do everybody understood what I spoke?
Yes, sir.
So, okay, great. Give me a second. I'm taking some water. Okay.
Okay, sir. You are free.
Yeah. Now it is social action and social. In the last what we discussed, social action and community development. It's all you all got. You all understood what we discussed. It's all clear to everyone.
Yes, sir. It's clear to us.
Okay. Great. Now it is. Now we will discuss about social action with social movement. So, can we discuss something? Can I have some words? What actually social movement is? Michael? Michael? Michael, can you hear me? Yeah, Francis.
Yes, I was saying that social movements usually are efforts by communities to bring about a social change or to bring about a reform.
Okay. There are a lot of children around you, Francis.
I'm at the hospital, so the children. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. A social movement. What actually is a social movement? Social movement is a movement which takes place in the community, in the society, or at a human race at a large. It is a deliberative, collective endeavor to promote change in a positive direction and by any means not excluding violence. Okay, so social movement is what? It is to promote change. The basic idea of social movement is to bring or promote positive change in any of the direction. Okay, and it should exclude violence. What it should exclude? It should exclude violence, illegality, and it should have revolution, but not at the cost of violence or illegal actions. Okay, so the basic understanding of social movement is it is a deliberate collective action to promote change in in direction and by any means with not violence and illegal activities in the community. Okay, we can think of like a revolution or withdrawal into Uptonian community. What do you understand here by revolution? Revolution means a set of change, a set of action taken in the community or human race at large with proper and with substitute thoughts. Okay, we have a individual thought, we have a community thought, and at when it encompasses to a large mass, it becomes substitute thought. What substitute thought? The whatever the problem we are having, they should go with a pace and positive intake and positive intent of thoughts. Okay, so positive intent of thought is what? Is movement. When you have positive intent, when you have proper intent, you have positive intent, and this brings social thought or social movement with a proper thought. A social movement refers in Africa refers to organized efforts by a group of people within the continent or within the geographical location, and it bring about change on issues like political rights, economical inequality, gender inequality, environmental protection, or access to basic needs in the within the state or continent itself. Got it? A social
Yes.
movement in a social movement in Africa, what are in Europe or in Asia, what it refers? It refers organized effort by a group of people within the geographical location to bring a social change on issues like political rights, economical inequality, gender inequality, governmental protection, and or access of basic needs through objective collective action and protest and advocacy campaigns. Okay, there are numbers of movements in Africa like Albali, Base, Monjlo, the backward dwellers movement, based in KwaZulu-Natal and Western Cape. Numbers of movement. Do you need? Do you want to listen all those, or I should skip with other contents? Anash, Chiplero, do you want to listen? Write all the moments. Few, not all. Few moments took place in your content in your continent in South Africa, African continent, or should we go away, leave away all this?
You can skip it, sir.
Okay, wise. Now we'll go through social action, a method of social work. How social action became a social a method of social work. A method of social work, as we have studied, as we have discussed, that it is a scientific study. As human brain is involved in it, it is a scientific study of whom? Of humans. It is scientific study of humans. A method of professional social work is a technique or approach. It's a technique or approach having characteristics like established process. What is that? Established process with easy recognizable stages based on the philosophy of social work, having principles, having principles or guidelines or theories. What guidelines? Human structured guidelines. Okay, human structured guidelines or theories of human growth and development. What theories? Theories of growth and development, theories of human emancipation and not proper development. Okay, so theories of human emancipation and theories of human growth and development, skills of working with people which are learned and refined through professional guidance. Okay, the skills of, I said, when I say that it's a scientific study, it it covers everything. It covers everything. Skill of working with people, theories, guidelines, principles, philosophy. It covers everything, and it encompasses in a word, that is scientific study. Okay, it encompasses scientific study. So now let's have a look at social action with these parameters. What actually social action brings? It brings a long change. It brings a positive and long change. Okay, it does not blame people for the deficiency or the problem. In social action, we don't see what actually is deficiency of the problem. It believes in the worth and dignity of human being. although we commit some mistake at a time, at a given time, or when we are doing something, we may commit some mistake, but that cannot be what blamed that you did it. You are the parameter of change. You have done the change and you have committed a mistake, so you cannot ask why it is. Okay. Social action has a definite set of goal and objective. Social action has a definite set of goal and objective. It how you can say it has specific goal and objective. The goal of social action is redistribution with regards to resource and power to provide social justice to all in the community. When we speak the word, when we say the word all, it means those who are encompassing, those who can take. It is for them. It's not for them. Those who cannot take, or those who cannot understand their right and their duties. It's not always the right. It's always also the duties which a individual should perform. Got it? Or should I explain more? Michael, is it okay or should I explain more?
I think it's okay, sir.
Okay then. So its objective is the proper shaping and development of socio economic cultural environment in which a richer and a fuller life may be possible for all the citizens, all the members in the community. Okay, so social action is a method of professional work. I will summarize with these words. Social action is a method of professional social work aimed at solving social problems through redistribution of power and resource in the community, society, and nation at a large. Its objective is to achieve social justice. What the objective reads? Objective reads the achievement of social justice and empowerment of community. What is done here? The community is empowered. So social action mobilizes the general population to bring about structural change in the society. What it brings? The structural change. It brings structural change in the society. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh. So now we'll move towards any doubt or anything do you want to discuss more? Anything you want to discuss more? Or we should move further?
Yes, you can proceed, sir.
You can proceed, sir.
Network in your area is not proper. What the today absenteeism is more.
It's network issue, sir.
It's network issue, no? So now we'll go with the uh, some part of rights. What rights? Our basic fundamental rights. Okay, you must have gone through fundamental rights. What is fundamental right? Can one pay some light on what actually a fundamental right is? Chip leader, Chip leader, can you pay some light on what actually a fundamental right is?
Uh, sorry, what did you say?
Yes. Yeah, yeah. What actually is fundamental right?
I did not get it. What did you say?
What is a fundamental right? We have some set of rights provided by the state. So what actually a right is? What is a right? What is a fundamental right?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Anash, please.
Fundamental rights are basic freedoms that all people have regardless of their issues, of their status, sir.
Okay. Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
perfect. So fundamental
Also,
right, yes.
in addition, I think those are rights that shouldn't be taken away from somebody in whatever way.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. So in foundation to the words, fundamental rights are guaranteed by the constitution of the country to all the citizens through its declaration. Okay, the fundamental rights deal with political and civil rights. What right it dictates? Political and civil rights. Okay, it dictates with it fundamental right dictates with deals with political and civil rights. It guarantees right to equality, right to freedom, right to freedom of religion, right to freedom against exploitation, and so on and so is. You must have all studied in the back classes. Okay, this is how it behaves. It is quasi in federal nature. What do you understand by quasi? The nature of the state is federal. No, or it is democratic, federal or democratic, in the sense that powers are distributed between union and the state. But when the time of in the time of emergencies, the time of emergencies, it acts, it arises out of external danger. How it arises? It arises with external danger. Okay, so as we all know that we have a what we have in our constitution, in our voluntary action, voluntary thought. We have what we have a federal or democratic thought, so that when our democratic, we have the right to speak, we have the right to protest, but that right to speak and protest cannot pay bad expense, bad action, bad reaction to others. So it is quasi in nature. Okay, quasi in nature. When it pays, it takes away the rights of others. It become quasi in nature. So the nature of the state is federal or democratic, and when in the sense that the powers are distributed between the union and the state, but in times of emergency, it the externalism, the things are in danger, they are taken away by the state. Okay, in the emergency they don't really work. In the same time, during the time, what happens during the time, the adults, the younger person, those who are above 28, 18 to 20, 18 and 28 and 21, they had to suffer a lot. They had to suffer a lot. So in the meantime, what happens? The judiciary is at the time of emergency, judiciary is independent. So you because if the judiciary will be in a captive, the people cannot exercise their rights properly. Okay, and when they cannot get they don't exercise their rights, they will have the things will have will the injustice will take. What is injustice? The term is widely used, which is made clear by addition of the objective, that is social, economic and political injustice justice. When you have when our rights are socially, economically and politically emphasized, proper to every human, then, and if they are hindered to maintain, to sustain, to be taken, then we are in danger. We are in danger, and our justice is taken away, or we are not. The situation seems to be they are endangered or they are deprived. Our liberty is in what? Our liberty is in, we lost our liberty, we lost equality, we lost fraternity. So with this, we are in no state and we are in captive state. So captive state, what captive states bring? Captive states bring us in a polarization. What is polarization? Polarization means we cannot polarize, we cannot think, we cannot work, we cannot with our constitution we cannot work properly, and uh, things will be in captive motion. Okay, any doubt? Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So next, do you have any query to ask? Because today I have completed what was given to me. So if you have any query to ask, please ask. Please go through your queries. No, no queries. You don't have any query to ask. If you don't have any query to ask, so we can end the session. Okay, if you don't have anything to ask, then can I ask you? Yeah, Francis, you want to speak something, please?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say it has been nice to have you. Actually, it has been the most interactive class this semester. You gave us a time to express ourselves, express our knowledge, and share what we know. So it has been a very great lecture. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So, what actually is you are all in a community setting? Can you all open your videos if you have proper network? Okay, the sky is blue. So can you all open your videos? Alio, Mariam, Mikhail, Ciplero. So you had your prayer. Alio, you had your prayer.
Yes, sir.
Ciplero. So what actually basically what social work is? Can we just have a discussion what social work actually is? Mariam? Francis, your voice is not properly audible.
Okay, I have muted my mic.
Yeah,
I'm
now it is
sorry, sir.
okay. Now it is okay.
So you were speaking. I think some guys have left out when you said that the class has been ended, others have gone. If you don't, the lecture says you must switch on your video. We want to see you and say goodbye.
I can
No, no, I
experience
just
to
want to
switch
see
on my
everyone. So we had a long session last 5 days.
actually, as for me, my PC is failing to switch on my camera.
Pardon? Couldn't get you?
Okay, she's saying that her camera is bad. She can't switch on to video mode.
Okay, no problem, no problem. If you have any issue, it's okay. Okay, no issue.
Yeah, like we said, we
My
are grateful
my
for your
mine
contribution.
mine too is not functioning properly. It's a new gadget.
Okay,
It's not the one that I
okay,
was using over these days, so it is not functioning properly.
okay, fine, no issue. So what actually what drove you to be in a profession of social work? It's a common question to all.
For me, I wanted to take part in a larger section of the community. Basically, I work at a community health setup, whereby I provide the medical care at primary level. But there are so many gaps within the patient needs. We want to focus on the medical part, neglecting the psychological part of it. There are refugees and referrals that are happening around the issues of hunger, economic, that all contribute to the ill health of the patient. So the social work brings in the brain. Okay, after giving this guy medicine, what is he going to eat at home? Is he going to find a job? Is he going to find justice? Is he going to find
Okay,
which are other contributing factors that are contribute to the illness or the recovery of good quality illness. So practically this is what where I do much of the attention. And I want to do a bit of politics and just to be at a position where you can influence policy, you cannot work with the government because policy. Now to be at that level, you need to look relevant. You need to have some academics to back you up. Yeah, so that's the purpose why I joined the social work. And to add on to that, when the Indian government announced the online scholarships, we are living in hard economic part of this part of Africa, and the social work is a new thing in our country, and having being paid for all the expenses. There's a great opportunity that I couldn't let it slip by. Yeah, so we are grateful to the Indian government and grateful to the Indian community here at home for giving us this opportunity.
okay, it's very interesting.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Pilani, what drove you to the social work, Michael?
Actually, there is a lot of reasons that brought me to this social work profession.
Yeah.
Firstly, I should have to start that I'm an employed person working under the Malawi prison. I'm a prison
Okay.
officer, so looking for a
Okay.
file to all those angles that social work concentrate on are quite related to the contribution that I can make or put in place in prisons. For example, I can be a counselor to reduce
Okay.
co-offending or recidivism. I can counsel them on emotional, physical, and whatsoever matters might be brought in prisons. So it was quite an encouraging
Okay.
factor for myself to indulge or to enroll in social work so that I can contribute much to my career within the Malawi prison service. Moving from there, another reason is that, Malawi,
Yeah.
to speak bluntly, is we meet economic hardships. So
Okay.
for one to get tertiary education is not a simple thing. So the
Mm.
simplicity of all these games could be hunting or searching for scholarships like these. So have the possibility or the chance to be enrolled by the IGNO, it was a very great and a fantastic chance that we had. So it was quite an opportunity for us to be enrolled with IGNO. So we are not taking it for granted, because a lot more people in Malawi are searching for it, but they cannot find it. So it was our chance. It is my chance that I've been enrolled by IGNO. I appreciate so much, because I know by the end of the day I will upgrade myself. So within my career at my working place, definitely I'll be considered as the one who can be promoted at any time, because of the social work degree that I will have at that time. So a lot more things that have made me uh, to be enrolled in this uh, um, social work program.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah. Great. Thank you. Thank you for your all words which you spoke were very encouraging. So you work for a police in your country.
No, yeah, my prison, not police, but prison.
Oh, it's prison. Okay, you are
Yeah,
working for prison. Prison
there
welfare
is the
services.
Department of Police. There is the Department of Police and the Department of Prisons. So I'm working under
Oh,
this Department of Malay Prisons.
prison. Okay, great. So I'm very pleased to have a discussion with you and Francis. Pilarane, can you just pay some light? Why did you come to the social work arena?
Hey, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, good evening.
Okay. Sorry, I'm a little bit busy. I'm a business person, so I'm in a shop trying to help people. So,
You are from Malawi.
yes, Malawi.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So, social work will assist me like meeting the need of people in the line of business, where I'll be like bringing the product that people will need in that area, like in my locality.
Okay.
Uh, and two, and also working in a church. I'm a member of a certain church where like I do counseling to people in marriage, to youth, uh, even the men in church. So social work, it's a broader broader course or broader project that can meet in everyday life of my life, like as I said, in business, in the society, church, in the community that I'm living. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So we have mixed reviews that why we are in a sector of social work. Social work actually is a very interesting and very very interesting and enthusiastic profession, because in every profession there is a set of guidelines, set of rules. But here, in apart from scientific, we have legal, we have social, we have action, we have lot of problematic situations to be faced. We have lot of problematic answers to be given. So we are in a very what dynamic profession. Actually, social work is a dynamic profession that deals with a dynamic. We are in, or we do have to deal with the people. So, people profession is social work. Where nowadays the people's profession is changing to different sources. So we need to be focused on the profession, because we deal with human brains. We don't deal with the machines prepared by the human brains, but we deal with human brains. So human brains are actually very they are constructive and they are destructive. When you operate it properly, it acts, and when you operate it differently, it reacts. So always we need to think regarding we are in a the Almighty God has given us to work for the profession, for the for whom, for the people. So we need to regard every individual, as we all have, every social work has few principles to follow, and among them individual principle of individuality should be paid attention, because when we operate a machine, it acts, but when we operate a human, it reacts. So into the process of philosophy of individualization should be always taken care of. So the other principles of social work you must have all got it in the last 2 years, so I'm not going to elaborate. So the only profession that the only principle that I remember every time is we need to pay proper attention to human brain, human body, human thoughts. Okay. So, yeah, thank you, Francis. So, human body, machine acts, and human brain reacts. So, in the same line, I would like to add something like never judge individual. Never judge individual in line to his money, his knowledge, because we are all sent by Almighty God to perform best in our field, best in our human brain and field, so that when we return back to him, her, we will be, they will ask us, they will ask, what did you did in your instinct, in your time given. So always try to have proper, always try to have not different, it proper, so that proper things will guide you and improper things will move away from you. So never have injustice to anyone, because if you have injustice to anyone for a time being, that will return back to you, and if not in that same time, but in future course of time, that will return back to you. So never have injustice to anyone. If she or he is in also in a problematic situation, and you can have his or her wealth or time or anything what is given to you, you will be you will take away at that time, but in next course of time, you must have, you should have what apology for what you have done, because human brain is a very complicated, and uh, it acts with different time and situation. So never hurt anyone. Okay, in principle of human psychology is social work, you never hurt anyone, because when you hurt someone at any time, you get what, you have to repay back again. You somebody will hurt you because you have done that. It's not the matter of time that I did and I'll run away and nothing will happen to me. No, that will return to you in different situation, in different condition, in different social or biological condition, so that things will go with a other mission. Okay, so never try to hurt anyone, never try to take advantage that if I am in a such and such position, and if I will do the things, nothing will happen because I am in a such a position. You cannot be every time in a such position. Okay, so have we need to have very common psychology that what situation we are, we may be in a different situation in different time. So when the different time will come and we will shift ourselves to the different condition and situation, things may change, and that change is human life. Okay, not only with human, I don't, I say don't have any repulsive or very gruesome thought with the human only, but also with the other animals in this in the planet, because what I know other animals do, they don't have brain, but we are superior to them, and if we are superior to them, we cannot we cannot do injustice to others. So as you all have selected social work as a profession, so please maintain these guidelines, these principles in social work, so that things will will flourish, good things will flourish, happier thing will flourish, non-conflict situation in conflict situation in the society, in our personal life, as well as for the people we are answerable to. We are always answerable. Okay, so never have conflict with anyone, uh, if as if it is needed. If somebody is harming you, you need to have conflict. Don't grant that no, I am a social work professional, and I'll do as said. No, don't leave away your rights. Don't leave away your commands, but don't take away some others' rights, and don't take away some other duties. Okay, so okay, we had a very good 5 days discussion over different topics on related on social action, social work, social research. Huh? So we think we will again I'll again be with you in future course of time to help you to know more to more about a scientific study of human relation. Actually, this is not social work. Social work is something very noble. Social work is a noble cause. But here it is a scientific study. It's a scientific study, and we all are social scientists. Never think that you're working in a prison welfare. I deal with lucrative idiots. No, by fault of time he is with you. Don't think I am working in a hospital, so whatever I'll do to the patient, that will be mesmerized, nobody will know it. Don't think I'm a teacher and I'm a scientist, or I'm a driver, I'm a pilot, and whatever I'm doing with authority. The time is yours. You are working, you are providing your best services. Never provide the lowest services. Always provide the best services to those for whom you are there. Okay, so thank you for these last 5 6 days we had. So in future we will connect again. Okay, thank you, take care, bye bye. We
All
can
right,
leave
thank
now.
you, sir. May you please share your email? Maybe someday may try to contact you, or whatever.
Sure, sure.
Sure, please.
Thank you so much. All the best, sir.
Yeah, welcome.